Hey everyone, it's your girl Jassy, aka J Renee, back at it again with another video. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. By the time I post this video, it'll probably be the day after Valentine's Day, but I'm in the spirit now because today is the 13th, the day before. But happy Valentine's Day to all my subscribers and anyone who's ever supported me. Love you all, and just thank you. So today's video, we are going to be making this little Sherpa robe, sweater, cardigan, whatever. We're gonna be making that today. It's really nice and cute and fuzzy. This is kind of a piggyback video from my lounge set, my fur lounge set that I made. So if you watch that video and this video, you'll have yourself a cute little lounge set, be all cute and cozy and fuzzy and being all warm, okay? Also, this is the first video I've ever filmed in my dorm room, so yay. We'll be seeing more of those coming because we're trying to stay on top of stuff this year, okay? 2022, we're gonna get it, okay? Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button. It's Valentine's Day, so just like the video. And hit that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications so you don't miss a video. And now, without further ado, let's just get into the video. So I got this Sherpa blanket for $5 at Walmart. They sell them all the time. So we're gonna take it apart. And it wasn't as big as I thought it would be, but the measurements are on it. So just fold it kind of in half, not all the way in half, but fold it over so you have enough to make space for your cardigan. This is the cardigan that I'm using. I just wanted y'all to see it so y'all know what it's gonna look like in the end. Just placing the side over top of the place we folded. We need two sides, so that's why we folded it over. And now we are going to stretch it out a little bit so it fills up the space. And then we're gonna take a pen or something to mark it around about let's say an inch around where we have it laid out. And right when we get to under the armpit, it's gonna be like a curve type of line. I know this is really much freehand and there's no exact measurements. Trust me on this. I barely do measurements sometimes because it's a fluffy thing and it's not gonna matter in the end. It is gonna matter, but it's not really. As long as you do it as best as you can, you know. Rules are rules that you don't always have to follow. So in the front, we're just gonna make a straight line. There is no exact measurement, but if you do need a bigger size, you may need more than one blanket. So next, we're just gonna label that F for front and then cut it all out. The speed up cutout is actually really funny to me. And the fact that you can see my socks and like the rest of my face. I had to do this on the floor in my dorm room and it was just new to me. So we're gonna do the same thing for the back side of the sweater. We just cut the bottom off because we're gonna save that for something else later. Fold it in half again and then lay out the back side folded. We need it folded and place it on the folded edge and then roll in kind of the inside so they're not in your way when you're trying to trace it out and cut. So it's gonna take a minute. This one took me a minute because this cardigan was it was giving knit, and knit is just, it takes a minute for you to get it together. So we're gonna do the same thing and trace it out from the bottom to the top and the sleeves or the armholes. And then we're gonna do the sleeves next. Just remember with fur, Sherpa, whatever, it's gonna get everywhere. So I had these little beady beads of fur everywhere. When I finished this, it was a hassle to clean up, but you gotta do what you gotta do to look cute, you know what I'm saying? So after we trace, we're just gonna cut it out again, just like we did before, right on the line, because we did about a ½ inch to an inch for seam allowance and everything. So it should look good, And that's the back piece. So now we're gonna do the sleeves, and I just folded over what I had left, what I cut from before, and instead of tracing it, I just cut about an inch on both sides of the sleeve. I just laid it out the sleeve how you can see here, and I realized I needed two of them instead of this was going to be one sleeve, so I needed to do that to both sides. And for the actual armhole, I cut like a curve. There was no measurement for this. I just, freehand almost everything, and it works if you know what you're doing, So I'm gonna do the same thing, make sure the sleeves are identical. So you just put it on top of the other parts of the fabric and then cut it out the exact same way. I'm mad I didn't have my rotary cutter because this would have made this process a lot neater. And I'm making pockets, so I did like a 6" by 6" pocket on the fold of some material that I had left. If you don't have that much material left, then you don't need pockets, but this was optional. So these are all the pieces that we have. We're gonna first put on the pocket to the front sides with that folded edge that was already sewn up, and just make sure it's the same on both sides, so it's like not one over another. So when we pin the pockets down, I'm gonna fold over the side seams in the bottom edge, not the seams but the edge, and then pin it down, so then we have like a clean, crisp edge after we sew it down. Even though it's fluffy, it's still a raw edge, you know what I'm saying? So this is always satisfying to me, so I just love watching the bobbin get wound. I don't know if that's just me, but I just love this sometimes. And so we're just gonna take it to the sewing machine and sew it down like normal, just a regular straight stitch. So the sides and the bottom of the pocket. And if you haven't already, take this time to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Ooh, look at the little pocket. It's all perfect and cute, and yeah. And so now we're gonna put the front sides to the back side with right sides facing together. So we're gonna line it up at the bottom of the shoulder seam or the arm seam, armhole seam or whatever, and just put it together and pin it together. And then we're gonna sew that down. We're gonna do that to both sides, pin on the edges, and sew it down with a straight stitch. We are going to do the same thing to the shoulder seam, pin it down, and there's a little bit extra, but we're going to cut that off later. So we're just going to pin it down for now. And just like that, we got it. Take it to the sewing machine and do a straight stitch, as simple as that. I'm telling y'all, this was the easiest, one of the easiest DIYs I probably have ever done, and you can do it too, trust me. And so for the sleeves, look at that stance. All right, since there's two sides to it instead of one big open one, we're gonna put them face right sides together and pin down the edges and then sew that down just like everything else. And luckily for us, we used the finished edge, and so that we don't have to finish our cuffs or on our sleeve. So that's great. So just keep sewing on two sides, do not sew the actual curved part of the opening of the sleeve, but yeah. And so once we have that together, it's looking like something. It is. We're gonna put the sleeves inside the sweater robe or whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna turn it inside out, and then the sleeves are right side out. The raw edge, we're gonna match up the seams of the bottom part of the sleeve, and then we're gonna do that same thing to the top part of the sleeve with the shoulder seam. Match up those seams, pin it down, and then you're just gonna go all the way around and pin that. Luckily mine was just the right size for the sleeve hole. I didn't do any measurements, it just happened like that, and the fact that it's stretchy, it works, but it's not always gonna be like that. So I'm taking the part, I don't know what this part is called for the sewing machine, but it's for the sleeves or for things that you need to go like in a circle or something. So I take that part off the sewing machine. It just makes it easier to sew like smaller, rounder parts, I guess. And just straight stitch it all the way around on both sleeves. And just like that, we are almost finished. Cut that extra string off. And that's how it looks on the inside. And so next, all we have to do is hem it all the way around. When I cut this bottom part off, we're just going to fold it in once because it's like fur. And so I didn't feel like I needed to fold it in twice. The Sherpa lining, it's not like it looks bad if it's only one time folded over, if that makes sense. So we're going to do that all the way around. And I didn't finish the inside seams only because they were just furry and I didn't feel like I needed to. But you can definitely finish the inside seams with whatever seam finishes you want. You can use like bias tape or a different type of seam instead, like French seam, something like that, to do this all the way around. So I just folded it over once and hemmed it all the way around. Around, and just like that, we are done, y'all. This was so easy. This is how it looks when you're finished. So cute and cozy. Just want to put it on, and I put it on, and look at it. It's so cute. Don't we just love it? Like, it's so cozy, it's warm, it's everything you need. It went from a $5 blanket to a however much you want to make it for sweater, you know what I'm saying? And then I cut a piece off of the leftover that I had to make a belt. I didn't make any belt loops, but it's still cute and I love it. So thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.